Welcome to another episode of the Bourbon Experience, number 25, and what we're going to do a little small series here on our favorite top 5 bourbons for the proof. So for this one, it's going to be 90 proof to 99 proof, and then we'll do another one on 100 to 110, and then we'll do another one after that with 110 plus. So Dad's back with us. Glad to have him back.
I changed my shirt.
You did? He changed his shirt. Isn't that nice?
It's good that he knows how to do laundry.
Can't even do laundry.
So anyway, so we're just kind of, what are we sipping on? What are you sipping on right now, just so that while we're doing this?
I have a 1792 is what I've got.
A little 1792, which the small batch, right?
Yes.
Yeah, which is a very good. We were just saying this, a good sipping whiskey.
It's worth thinking.
There you go. All right. Well, I'm sipping on a Maker's Mark Cask Strength, which I find I haven't had in a long while, but it's a real tasty one. What are you having?
I'm sipping on some Elijah Craig Private Barrel Select, a little 132 Whopper. That is just
Yeah. It about knocked you on your butt just a second ago, didn't it?
for the first time. Yeah, I was kind of like, wow, that hit hard for some reason.
He's our proof geek.
Yeah, our proof hound. Okay, so let's get to it. So, Dad, what are your top 5, and not in any specific order, top 5 90 to 99 proof bourbons?
I did influence. I used both taste and price to influence my selection.
Get that in there.
If I just used taste, the order might be slightly different.
Well, then I'd be interested to know that, because mine was just strictly on taste.
Yep, mine too.
Yeah. So,
Oh.
well, once we'll get there. Let's pick what you picked.
Okay. Let's start out with Buffalo Trace.
Buffalo Trace. Which is a Sazerac. No, it's not.
I don't think this is.
Ancient Ages, the Buffalo Trace does.
Oh, it is. Yeah.
Yeah, they are. So.
Okay. Well. Okay.
All right, so Buffalo Trace.
Okay, that was in there. Weller Reserve.
Special Reserve.
I'm trying to use their tech terminology.
That's good. We're proud of you for it.
Homie, I'm so proud of you.
It's green.
Oh,
1792.
1792. Okay. Which is that's an excellent bottle. All right.
And I don't know whether it's just that I like the bottle a lot.
It's a cool bottle, isn't it?
It is a good bottle. The double oaks.
Oh yeah, okay.
That's the same style.
Woodford
style.
Woodford Reserve Double Oak. Yeah.
And then I went with sometimes we've referred to it as a Blanton's look-alike or taste-alike, Green River.
The Green River. Yep.
There we go.
Oh my gosh. Broken record.
You are a broken record.
Really likes the ancient age.
Okay, so the Green River. Yep. Which we have done that comparison with Blanton's in it. It's
And I might say, go Bucks.
yeah, go Bucks. I don't think that's what they were trying to do.
They weren't referring to the shoe.
No. I think they were. Yeah, it's in Kentucky, and they think of horseshoes. They don't think of the Buckeyes.
Well,
they could probably give 2 rats' rear ends about the Buckeyes.
Well,
So
then we're not included in that group.
I guess not.
So there.
So very interesting. Good. I mean, again, here we are. We're looking at all of these, for the most part, affordable bourbons. This is probably the most expensive one.
Yes, sir.
What is it? That was
35.
35. The small batch is about 30. These are about 25. The problem is these are pretty much allocated, and these 3 are not. This one is not easy to find still in Ohio. You can find it from time to time, less than or more than you can find the Weller Special Reserve, but they're allocated in Ohio. This you can find everywhere. I don't know where you are, but for us, I mean,
If it's not on the shelf, that's a surprise.
if it ever goes to allocation, I'm going to spend every cent I have.
That's a trip down to Kentucky to find out what the hell is going on there.
What the yeah, right, exactly.
Guys, what in the hell are you doing?
Well, okay, so I think my 5 bourbons. First one, I think you got to have an Old Forester on here. So the Old Forester 1870. It was a tough battle. I don't have the 1910 on here, and I'm probably wrong. But the 1870 Old Forester is just wonderful. It's a really good bourbon. The reason we kind of had a little bit of a discussion about the 1910. I haven't had the 1910 in a while, but it's so I think if I had the 1910 like more recently, I might have put that one over that. But yeah. So for me, the first one there, Old Forester 1870. My second one would be the Redwood Empire Pipe Dream.
You got those have to stay in.
Oh, I know.
They have to
I
stay
know.
in.
But he said, what a jackhole. So Redwood Empire, the Pipe Dream, really good bourbon. I obviously need, another one because that's all gone. What I do like about this one is how different it is compared to all the other ones. It's a really smooth. This is out of Northern California. A really smooth bourbon, really tasty. You can find this pretty much everywhere in Ohio, for our Ohio people. Okay, so my third one should definitely be on this one. We haven't talked about it much. Here it comes, Ancient Age. I knew that was coming. Oh my God.
Well, he's sitting there grinning at me.
Is he really?
I'm like, yeah, I'll throw this off. Yeah, I'm gonna grin back.
Yeah, right.
And then you saw it, and I'm like, oh, this is gonna be good.
Yeah, right. So Eagle Rare. Listen, if you've had some of this, then you know what I'm talking about. This is a 10-year bourbon. Again, comes from the Sazerac family. It's wonderful. So if you don't know the Sazerac family, that's the Buffalo Trace, Weller, that group. This is on
Ancient Age.
Ancient Age, correct? Yeah. Okay, and then the next one would be the infamous Russell 10.
This is a makeup call.
Yeah, it's not a makeup call. That again, if you follow the channel, this is about 3 or 4 shows ago. Nathan and I really destroyed this one, but Russell's 10-year. I think we spent 45 on this one.
No, I think it's in the mid 30s.
Oh, well, I guess I need another bottle. But so mid 30s, phenomenal bottle of bourbon. And then for my 5th pick would also be the Woodford Double Oak, which probably wins out of all of those. That's a tough one though. Those, like these top 3 right here, really good. But so anyway, so that's my top 5. Okay, so your top 5.
All right, my top 5 are actually already up here, except for Ancient Age.
Okay, are we done here?
Please don't do that mid-sip.
We'll start off Green River.
The Green River,
Right there.
So
Yeah, it is a fantastic bourbon, unfiltered or non-chill filtered.
non-chill, yeah.
And
I keep forgetting that. But yeah.
But the fact is that in this group, Blanton's didn't make any of our top 5s.
And we're not done yet. But obviously his is up here. But isn't that crazy? Like I remember when we first bought Blanton's, and we had a sip, and it was like, that's my favorite. Which it is good juice.
Yeah. Well, it deserves to be in the discussion. But in terms of in terms of Green River versus Blanton's, I had 2 of them the other day, and and Green River just edged it out. Didn't do a blind or anything. It was just one of those things. I'm sitting there.
I was straight up,
and I just like, I'm gonna give the nod to Green River.
So it's consistent. It's consistently beating Blanton's.
The no-brainer on my list, it was when Josh brought this up, like, hey, let's do a 90 to 90 proof. Well, okay, right there.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
That is a guarantee on the list, because in terms of the lower proofs, and I like my higher proof bourbons, In terms of the lower proofs, this one packs as much flavor as a lot of the ones that are 110 plus. Third one. Well, speaking of Old Forester, we'll pull over the 1870. But the 1870 original batch from their Whiskey Row series is incredible. It won out of our blind a few weeks ago.
It did.
It is a really well done blend. And again, Josh mentioned it earlier. We haven't had the 1910 for a while, and we don't have a lot of experience with the 1910. Hence, we've only been really serious bourbon drinkers for 8 months, 9 months.
Yeah.
And so right now this gets the nod because I still have some in a bottle.
Yeah.
And I had Blanton's in my last tasting between these two, but I also had Eagle Rare.
Yeah.
And for whatever reason, Eagle Rare has been just it's like a guaranteed grand slam.
Yeah.
In my glass. And I've been picking up, which is really weird. I've been picking up those grape notes out of it, just really prominently, and just been really enjoying that kind of hit there with it. The depth of the oak is absolutely fantastic.
Yeah.
And
which I think comes from the age of the bourbon. You know, I mean,
But and comparing that with Buffalo Trace or comparing that with Blanton's, I just got a lot more enjoyment out of the Eagle Rare this time around and of late than I have with those other ones, and it's just been phenomenal.
You know, it's funny is the more we go through these little experiences, sometimes bottles give you stories, and this is a fun story on this bottle, and I was going to bring it up. On Ohio's OHLQ, they have a website that you can find where the bourbons are, and sometimes things will pop up, and usually they're wrong. Usually it's not accurate. And so one morning,
with the allocated
stuff, and this is definitely
in pretty good shape with the non-allocated bourbons.
Yeah, definitely. And so this is definitely an allocation. So all of a sudden one morning, and we didn't realize the mishaps of what OHLQ was. This is about 6 months ago, and I messaged everybody, said Eagle Rare is up at this place, blah blah blah. And so all of a sudden I'm on my car driving up there to get there at 9 a.m. And all of a sudden I get a text from our brother John, who's in one of our earlier videos. He says, "What time are you getting there?" I said, "I'll probably be there about 8:45. He says, "Okay, just let me know. I'm already here." And so he and I went in there. So here's the great part about the story. So we're waiting in line. There's not a big line, which is really surprising. And we walk in there, and the guy says, "Hey, do you have Eagle Rare?" And he goes, "No, we don't have any Eagle Rare." And the guy in front of us was pissed, and he gets out and walks. So John and I were like, "All right, well, let's go shopping." And so we just kind of looked around, and the guy behind the counter goes, "Were you guys looking for Eagle Rare?" And we go, "Well, yeah." And he goes, "Yeah, I kind of screwed up. There's a box of it back here. You guys want one?" And we're like, "Hell yeah!" So if we had been one of those that was just hunting, and see, this is a great point that I want to get. If we were just hunting for the Eagle Rare, which we were, but if that was all we were doing,
and left,
we're out.
Yeah.
Right? So your fifth one.
Oh, we're just still doing this.
Yeah. We got on a little tangent, but that's okay.
We did.
Yeah.
Russell's 10. It's real easy. If I didn't include something from Wild Turkey in this list, in this proof range, well, actually, this is the only one from Wild Turkey in this proof
Isn't that
range.
crazy?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Because I got the 101s, and, although that may not be in my list next week. But anyway.
Yeah.
But anyway, this is just, it's fantastic stuff. You just get that typical Wild Turkey flavor in there.
A lot of cinnamon.
Yeah,
solid bourbon flavor. Yeah.
Wait for it.
Because last
I love that sound. Well, all right. Well, then there you go. So at the end of the day, we have 9 different bourbons at 90 to 90 proof. I think the double oaked is the one that all 3 of us picked.
Yep.
These 4 are the ones that 2 of us picked, and these one each had a single pick. But I'll be honest with you, for me, Buffalo Trace was real close to my list.
Well, what would be interesting is you're watching this. What are your 5 between the 90 and 99? Cool. Because, I mean, obviously we're no oracles of truth because we dropped this out of a blind and unmercifully savaged it. Yet it's still in our top 5.
Mm-hmm.
So
I would augment that and say, gee, if you've got something that you like that's not in this group, post it because we'd love to try it.
Definitely.
And
oh yeah,
I'm hungry to know what kind of bourbons I have that's really good out there that you might like.
yeah, because
I agree with that. Well, all right. Well, there you have it. Hey, hope you've enjoyed this content. We're going to do a little bit more next week and the week after. Anyways, thanks a lot for joining us. We appreciate you signing in
for all bourbondom.
for All Bourbon. Have a good one. Thanks a lot, gang.
like twice.
Night.
You had to get that in.